Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Andrew Woodhouse here with you for the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship from Okayama in Japan. Big apologies for missing the beginning of the race. Some issues with the service. Kicked me out halfway through the qualifying session. I've been here for an hour, and then 5 minutes before the broadcast starts, I get booted, so I have to load everything in again. Welcome along, everybody. Great to have you with us. We'll just quickly, very quickly put up. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. What the drivers have to face today: Okayama International Circuit, former home of the Japanese, the Pacific Grand Prix, in fact, in 1994 and 1995, 3.65 kilometers, and into the race itself we are, and it's Wojciech Swidovic leading the way. And yeah, tremendous start from him. This was how on lap 6 here of the 20-minute race. Just over 9 minutes to go. Now I do have to apologise before we even begin. I've been a bit under the weather this week, so having to solo this is going to be quite interesting, but you'll have to bear with me if you hear some sniffles, if you hear some coughing and sneezing, and I will do my very best for that not to happen. Anyway, on to what we're all here for, and that is the racing. Wojciech Swidovic leading the way. Sven Glatzel in second for V-Racer, along with Ross McFarland in third. Ash Sutton is fourth for CQR. Then it's George Simmons in fifth, David Baker in sixth, Alex Simpson in seventh, Steve Baxter in eighth, Daniel Hunt in ninth, and Christian Rose in P10. Yeah, here is Wojciech Swidovic in first place, coming into the back section of the circuit, this long straight, which, even though there aren't too many fantastic opportunities to overtake on this circuit, the long straight here at the back of the course is certainly one of them. As you can see, Glatzel and McFarland getting very close to each other going into the hairpin. Look at this then. Battle going on for 13th place. At the head of the train is Adam McNally in the Excite Energy. He's showing well in 13th place at the moment. He's heading up Mark Woodhouse and Chris Wood, two Team Mad cars. Behind those two is Kip Stevens, who it's showing his vortex again. Rest assured, we have changed this in the data file, so I'm not exactly sure what's gone on there. But he's racing for Evolution Racing Team. 16th place, the 2 times champions, season 1 and season 2 of this great series, of course. Now it says Alex Simpson's been off the track. See what happened here to the former iRacing Road Pro Series champion. Is it just the final corner? Yes. Yeah, just a little excursion there for Simpson. Simpson actually ironically set the fastest sector 4 of anybody so far in the race last time round. This time it was better by Sterling Chepelevsky, who started quite a few laps down. Jamie Rushworth's in this group as well. Now Sutton getting close to Ross McFarland, in fact going through on the Scotsman and up into third for him. So the British Touring Car Champion in 2017 up into the top 3. He wants a BSRTC title at some point, I'm sure. News this week course in iRacing. Pretty big news actually that we will be getting a new touring car to the service, the Audi R03 TCR. And that's going to be coming in the next 2 or 3 months or so, is what they're saying. Tony Gardner was posting that. Now, Simmons sees the opportunity to try and get on to McFarlane here. Late on the brakes for Simmons. You can hear him desperately trying to slow down that Kia Optima. Oh, a couple of cars going wide. It's a great circuit this in terms of the touring cars. It's very old school. You make a mistake, you will get punished for it. Grass and gravel are in abundance. I do apologise if I do go quiet. It's probably a cough or a sneeze or something, like I say. On board with George Simmons, you can see just how he's trying to be smooth with the steering. Going to get a good slipstream here on Ross McFarlane. I don't think it's going to be quite enough though. But he's not really even picking the slipstream up just yet. McFarlane getting a little bit of a helping hand from Ash Sutton in front. Great battle going on. It's the one we were watching earlier on then. Adam McNally, Mark Woodhouse trying to force his way through on the inside, the Team Mad car with the white trim. Trying to pass the Excite Energy car around the outside. McNally hugging the curb, using it to pull him round. Quite a few cars have been off. You can see a lot of dirt kicked up onto the surface at this point. And who's that flying up the inside? That is Jack Sedgwick. And he's now up into 16th place after flying past Kip Stevens. His next target will be Chris Wood. Will he get that one done then by the next corner? So McNally desperately trying to defend from Woodhouse, flings it towards the inside of the... Oh, and Sven Glatzel, there's a problem for Glatzel. He's been forced wide by Ash Sutton, it looks like. Second place taken then by car 7, CQR driver. McFarlane and Simmons in behind them too. Then it's a bit of a gap to Baker, and then it's Simpson, and then it's Baxter. So Stephen Baxter in 8th place. Haven't seen a great deal of him so far this season, but consistency was key to his title challenge in 2018, and we'll be looking for a similar sort of performance here, maybe peaking a bit later. It's very good in the summer, was Stephen Baxter. Now what's happened? Has Michael Blake had an issue? No, he hasn't. He's just been overtaken by James McRitchie. Now and still the battle rages between these drivers here: McNally, Sedgwick, Woodhouse and Wood. Great scrap this. 7 cars indeed. You can see it just on your screen just how closely matched they are. Now those intervals that you are seeing on the side there are they are full gaps, aren't they? Not just intervals, as McNally and Sedgwick again going at it. Not sure exactly what the timing tower was doing there, but we're just going to leave that be. McNally and Sedgwick again, side by side. Terrific battle this in race 1. Race 1 we normally focus at the front, but Wojciech Svidovic has a 2.5 second lead. This is the best battle on the course at the moment. Bit of dust being kicked up again by these Kias as they run a little bit wide, scrambling for every single opportunity. And there's a move in the background. It looked like Maciej Sakovic was having a look. Sakovic, I'm not exactly sure where he started. We can't really take too much notice of the gain and loss, unfortunately. Oh, and there's Sakovic then taking the position away from McRitchie. He's got a bit of help from his teammate Michael Blake. He's going to drag him down to the hairpin here. Yeah, and that was nicely done by the two team man cars. McRitchie might be able to fight back a little bit later on. Yeah, nice driving from Sakovic, former Kia Club Series champion, of course, here on Apex Racing TV. Forget that series in a hurry. Well, I was very happy to take part in, led the championship at 1 point as well. Very proud to say. Some of the names that were in that series are now fighting hard in this one, so yeah, it's been great to see some of those guys come through. I wouldn't stand a chance these days, I'll tell you now. That's all kicking the back end out of the View Racer car going into turn 1. There's a couple of back markers actually posing a question for Wojciech Svidovic up front. Those back markers are car 23, Stelin Chepalevsky, and the Automatic Knock Hill, car 16, which is Robert Graham. And I do not think Wojciech Svidovic is going to want to get involved in anything that these two are involved in. Cheppy's trying to move here. Is he going to move out of the way? Let his teammate through. He is. Svidovic dives down the inside. Graham is not having any of it though. Is he going to yield to the race leader? Yes, he is. Good stuff there by Robert Graham. Car 16, which is Robert Graham. And I do. Svidovic leads in 2.3 seconds. Jamie Rushworth's passed Daniel Hunt. In fact, they've passed each other. Good battle out on the circuit here, and you can see what's happened there on this replay. Hunt on the inside for Excite Energy. Rushworth on the outside for CQR. Hunt going through, and then, yeah, and he keeps the place, in fact, so he's still ahead. And if we cut to live action, he's only 2/10 away, but Wojciech Svidovic coming through on the last lap to take the win. Terrific job by Svidovic. He did a great race there and thoroughly deserves the maximum points. Ash Sutton in second place. He'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. Sven Glatzel in third. Ross McFarlane in fourth. George Simmons in fifth position. Most of the drivers have finished. Graham, of course, was lapped. So it's Max Wright. It's going to be the last man over the line who will finish on the lead lap. Robert Graham will qualify for a full reverse grid as well. So he'll be very happy with that. Wright comes across. He finishes in 28th place. Apologies for missing the end. Completely lost track of time because we started a bit late. Yeah, the race went by a bit quicker than normal, of course. Just waiting on Rob Graham. Did he get through for another lap? He must have done. If Wodge just let him have another lap, we'll come home anyway then on the lead lap, as it turns out. And pick up the points for 29th place. So I'm going to conserve my voice as much as possible. The results are on your screen there. Svidovic winning the race, of course. Ash Sutton in second. Sven Glatzel third. Ross McFarlane fourth. George Simmons in fifth. Looking down the list there, in the end, it was Jack Sedgwick who won out in that battle that we were watching in the midfield. Very close between Sakovic and Hadfield at the line as well. Just 1/10 of a second separating them. Matt Bunn and William Daniels had a very close fight as well. And then going down there to 29th place, Robert Graham is the last of the point scorers. If we do have a full, it will be he that goes on to pole position. Max Wright will be in 28th place. He will be there for the full -1. Now, I must admit, I will have to get the wheel, which I've just realised, of course, that it's going to be very difficult at this point to do that. So I will find a wheel. Might not be the wheel, but I may be able to find something. I realise that this is great television, by the way. Don't believe I will be able to find a wheel, which is a bit problematic at this point, I must say. I think what we may have to do is do an old random number generator, and I realise that's not going to be great, but hey, it is what it is. We've got some small reverse grids in play this season. What's the lowest on the wheel normally? Let me just have a little look.
Yo, mate. Struggling for a wheel. Can I assist?
Please. Hello. Alex Simpson.
Yeah. Where is
I must admit, I cannot get the wheel. So, there you go.
Mr. Bath done a runner, has he?
Oh, wait, he's at work, yes.
Right, yeah, let me get a wheel together. I'll have to screenshot it and put it on Facebook so people can see what it is, so I'm not bored. Right, where are we? MX BSR. No, we are BSR.
I'll fill for a little bit while we do that. How did you get on? How did you find that?
Yeah, it was tough, really, just out there in the train. Couldn't really get by. When you're at the sort of front, everybody's at that level, really, I think. Got a little bit of a run a couple of times, and Baker down the straight was able to defend the inside really early. And, from there, it was just really difficult to get the sort of overlap for the next corner. So,
yeah. No, there's not many clear opportunities here, is there, either?
No, not at all.
Not if you're similar pace.
Right, give me a sec. I will get it sorted, but
yes, fine.
I just got to download it as well.
Hey, it's better than what I was doing. Yeah, in all the excitement, I didn't manage to get it, I'm afraid. So would you believe I was telling everybody earlier on. I was ready a good half an hour before everything was perfect. They got kicked out of iRacing 5 minutes before the broadcast started.
Typical.
And then YouTube wouldn't let me on until I could verify my security details. So yeah, there was all sorts going on. So so in all that process, yeah, a wheel was out of the question, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll certainly come and do it again. Sorry for the dramatics. We can't do it on the thing, but let me copy. Let me quickly put it in the Facebook group, and then I will announce it as well.
I did say it makes great television. I did. Of course it does. What is it?
It's 21.
It's 21. So, 21 is going to be Robert Lundgren. So he'll be a very happy chappy indeed. He'll be starting on pole for race 2 when we come back after the break here on Apex Racing TV, the BSRTC. See you soon. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here, live from the Okayama circuit in Japan. Andrew Woodhouse alongside no one today, actually. Adam Bath is on work duty, so just my dulcet tones for most of it. If you didn't catch race 1, it was won by Wojciech Savinovic, and there's some good performances all round. First grid was 21 places, so that will put Robert Lundgren fairly high up the order for this one. Well, fairly high up the order. Pole position. You must excuse me, I've had, like I said, been very ill this week, so if I do talk nonsense, please, you know, don't change the channel. It's just, yeah, my brain is taking a while to process everything, as is normal anyway, but even longer than normal. We didn't see many retirements in race 1, which is always good. I think we only saw four casualties of, I think mostly lap 1 or 2 was where it went wrong. I think it went wrong for Paul Smith. I think it went wrong for a couple of others in there. But they'll be looking to make a big impression. Julian Janowski's back for this one, which is it's great to see him. He's driving for Boosted, it looks like, which is nice. So Janowski back. Many races in this series, hundreds of races in fact. Experienced Kia Optima driver. As we have to say, potentially like we said, the Kia Optima's days could be numbered here in iRacing. Let's talk about the track conditions then for this second race of the day. 18 degrees Celsius is the temperature. Track temperature is 27 degrees. 55% humidity, cloudy, low wind, 3 kilometers an hour. So we're going to see then fairly fast conditions out there. The drivers are going to enjoy it. The tyre wear is going to be minimal, I think, which is conducive to good racing in this Kia Optima. However, what sort of lap times are we seeing? 33s we're seeing in the warm-up. Obviously, it's hard to take those times too seriously at this point. Looking at the circuit, incidentally, just a bit of history about the circuit just quickly before we start. It was built originally in 1990, and then just 4 years later it hosted the Formula 1 Pacific Grand Prix. So yeah, very, very good. The problem I think that this circuit has is it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think that's what that's what made the F1 teams not really want to come back here, because I heard it was very difficult to get everything into the circuit, sort everything out that way. But you know, it's a good course, and the full course especially is interesting. It's tight, it's narrow, and yeah, it's certainly prime for some good touring car action, especially in the reverse grid races. And the grid is what we will take you to now. Robert Lundgren is on pole position, Adam Hadfield in second, Maciek Sakovic third, Michael Blake fourth, Kip Stevens in 5th place, and you can see the rest of the top 12 on the screen. Just looking down to race 1 winner Wojciech Savinovic. He'll be starting in 21st place. Of course, Ashley Sutton is going to be a threat, but he's got some very quick drivers immediately in front of him. The advantage of race 1 being fairly well behaved is that all the fast drivers, the fastest drivers, are pretty much together. What can we do here then? Robert Lundgren, he's the man charged with leading them into the first corner, trying to keep his lead. 5 red lights. Round 2 is underway. Great start off the front row by Adam Hadfield. Robert Lundgren got bogged down a little bit. Coming across then is Maciek Sakovic. He's trying to come through into second position, and there's a bit of contact between Michael Blake and Robert Lundgren. Lundgren already forced down into fourth, maybe fifth, as Chris Wood is trying to come through as well on the outside. Also behind them is Kim Stevens and Jamie Rushworth battling wheel to wheel in the background. I think most people have made it through okay. A couple of pit lane starters. I think Jack Sedgwick, Matt Bunn, Max Wright are the ones starting from there. So we bring up the timing tower then for the first time as everything shakes out a little bit. Hadfield leading, Sakovic on the prowl. We saw that he was dangerous in race 1. Can he make a move, Maciej Sakovic, into the hairpin? No, he can't. Adam Hadfield staving him off, but look at this battle. A cluster, an absolute peloton almost of cars coming through the middle sector of the course. Wood having a go at Rushworth. Rushworth is a champion of the series in the past, very stoic in his defence. Or maybe a bit of contact there between McNally and possibly, well, it's not McNally, is it? It's Dan Hunt, I think, possibly making a bit of contact there. Simpson's already up into 12th, good start for him. I've got to give him some TV coverage after he bailed me out in the reverse grid wheel, of course. 3 places from where he started, making moves, making $1 million moves. He's in there well at the moment, Simpson. Oh, Lundgren under tons of pressure then from McNally. Tough to pass here because there's only one line going into the long 180-degree right-hander that just keeps going and going and going on. Oh! There was some contact, I think, in and around that area. Sutton, Simmons, Savidovic, Baker. Sutton's taken Woodhouse then. Very late on the brakes for Ash Sutton, cuts across, takes the line. Savidovic is battling with Simmons. CQR and V-Racer in a watching brief there behind. There's battle for the lead is raging now. Sakovic right on Hadfield. On lap 2, feels like so much has happened already. He gets a good run now, Maciej Sakovic. Trying to use the slipstream to his advantage. He doesn't get a great deal of it though. Fastest lap of the race then. Michael Blake, 134.5. Very quick time indeed by Blake. Battle is on behind, isn't it? Brown slightly off. I wonder if that was assisted by Sutton. Sutton picking them off one at a time. From one corner to the next, he's got Chris Wood to contend with here. We're going into the helicopter. See if Chris Wood can fight back. It's going to be very difficult on the brakes here. Sutton is a master. Oh, Wood just as good there though. Oh, now he's let the V-Racer car of Brown try to make an opportunity for himself. Brown, is he going to have a look at the inside? It's very difficult in this double left-hander. Savidovic has made his way past Woodhouse. Oh, and there's a move. Simmons up into 12th. Sutton and Simpson then battling it out hard, making contact. Still just 0.2 of a second between Hadfield and Sakovic then at the front. 3 AM drivers taking the first 3 spots. Oh, that was very close. That was very close. This is the closest Sakovic has been. Is he going to have a go? Hadfield moves across. He hasn't defended it all the way. This is the chance for Sakovic. He throws it up the inside, takes the lead. Great move there by Maciej Sakovic. If you're going to defend, you've got to defend all the way over to the white line, because your opponent will come through if you leave that car's width, definitely. Don't kick it off in the background as well. Chris Wood and Kip Stevens going wheel to wheel. And there's while George Simmons has appeared to try and go up the middle. Daniel Brown's involved as well. Look at the skill of these drivers as they're trying to negotiate both Okayama and each other. McNally battling with Rushworth. Lundgren is catching the front 3 then. If only he would have had a better start, it would have been really interesting to see where he would have got to. Maciej Sakovic, now having taken the lead, starts the difficult process of keeping it, and straight away it's the classic. The driver who has been following for a few laps gets in front, immediately misses his braking point for turn 1, of course, because that's just what happens. Michael Blake then. Oh, and Sakovic has gone really wide. Sakovic has made a right mess of that. We said that was a difficulty. Yeah, really suffering there. Maciej Sakovic down to 3rd. Robert Lundgren still in 4th place. Terrific job so far by him. Ashley Sutton taking Jamie Rushworth and CQR teammates, and Sutton looking for another podium in this series. Oh, and that's McNally and Simpson making contact. And they're all trying to sort it out here. Hunt and oh, Simpson trying to. Oh, and look at that, the other Evolution Racing. Stevens, what a move that was. He tries to come through as well, and he's taking on his teammate Alex Simpson. Hadfield, and oh, off goes Hadfield. Now Michael Blake's in the lead. Now Lundgren's in on the action, and Ashley Sutton. What a race in the BSRTC. Race 2 is showing to be a fantastic one so far. But unbelievable stuff. It's all going on. We need some wider camera angles, I think. Sutton and Lundgren coming to blows nearly. Hadfield now getting overtaken by the CQR car. Seems like drivers just move out of the way when Ash Sutton gets there. Not intentionally, of course. It's something to do with obviously the skills and obviously intimidation factor of the braking skill more than anything of Sutton. Hadfield then looking for a bit of revenge. Can he make some of that revenge happen? Oh, Sutton very late on the brakes here. Thought about the move. Sakovic had to react to it. He's going for that cutback here, and he's got it. The inside goes Sutton. He's up into 2nd place. I do not see that being challenged too much now by Sakovic, as Sutton's going to have the inside. Oh, he might be able to run it all the way around. Just didn't quite get the traction, did he? Sakovic and Sutton is through into 2nd place. And Michael Blake, well, good luck with this, mate. Much improved driver, Michael Blake, of course, last couple of seasons. He's going to have a job on with Ash Sutton, that's for sure. Look at that though, Sutton started 20th. The closest driver to him on the grid is in the top 10 now. He's Wojciech Swinovich, and he's only 10th. And one thing Sutton has done, which has been really massively improved, you have to say, in the last couple of years, his car is clean, really. A couple of nudges here and there, but that's it. And that is Dan Hunt having a real look on, in fact he got through I think on Simpson. He's having a look at Rushworth maybe as well. Blake versus Sutton then. It's not quite on us yet. Oh, it's going to be on us now though. It's going to really be on us now. Yes, there it is. Sutton flies up the inside. Blake's running in all the way around the outside though. He has to be bold here, Michael Blake. He's going to have any chance of winning this race. Excuse me, I couldn't get to the mute, I'm sorry. Blake and Sutton then side by side. It's a great battle. Tremendous battle for the win here in the BSRTC. Michael Blake and Ash Sutton. I say for the win, there's 8 minutes to go. It could be anybody's race still. Simpson's up into 7th. Hunt is up into 6th. Sutton's trying the outside now. Blake! Blake gets the elbows out. This is brilliant. One of the best. Oh! Banging wheels now. It's one of the best battles in the BSRTC of the season so far. It's between Michael Blake and Ashley Sutton. And now he's pushing now. Sutton on Blake. Car 44 trying to defend hard then. From car 7. Is Blake going to have to defend here? I think he is, you know. Sutton's so late on the brakes. I think he's going to go for it. And Sakovic. Sakovic again. We've seen this move time after time. The pincer movement from Team Mad. And Sutton's getting beaten up by both of them from all angles. Sakovic goes off and through. Back into 3rd place comes Adam Hadfield. And this is not going to stop anytime soon. I can tell you that for free. And oh, Lundgren! That's a big one. Robert Lundgren hard into the wall. They're 3 wide now between Hadfield and Sakovic and Daniel Hunt. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, top action. Top action in the BSRTC. That is what we like to see here on Apex Racing TV. That's a lot of rhyming words. Now, still not over this, because Blake is right there, and he is wringing the neck of that Team Mad car. Credit to Team Mad, they've been much improved this season. Rushworth sounds like he's in a bit of bother, and if he got a bit of a nudge from Maciek Sakovic. Alex Simpson's up into 5th meanwhile, which I'm always going to approve of course. Now, another 3 wide battle to the hairpin. This time involves Rushworth and Sakovic and Savinovic. Look at this then, 4 cars all together in a pack. You can see it. Not much give in that. A lot of leeway given. Sutton leads by 3/4 of a second. From Blake, who's another 3/4 of a second ahead of Adam Hadfield. Really need to oil that door one of these days, I tell you that. Now, Rushworth is in 9th place, trying to make some kind of some inroads. I fear he might be slightly going backwards. A couple of more laps from him. Season 4 champion, I believe. I'm sure Adam Bath would correct me if he was here. Now, Ash Sutton then. 1.4 seconds is the margin. Five minutes to go then. 1.4 seconds then for Sutton. It's all kicking off behind him. It's all kicking off as well in the middle of the field. Look at this. And that is, there's all sorts going on. McNally and Kip Stevens, they're side by side. And the words of Adam Bath, this might not go well. It's not gone well for McNally, has it, really? He's gone wide. Oh. And from the northeast. It's quite a great thing for him there. But there you go. I'm talking rubbish. Now this is Adam Hadfield. It's too much excitement earlier on in the race, that's what it is. Look at that in the background. That's Simmons. Making a move on Maciej Sakovic. Nice clean passing move there by George Simmons, but is Sakovic coming back? He is. He's on the outside here. He's going for the long cutback. Can he do it? That's the question. Oh, hello. And that's Rushworth saying, I'll have a piece of that as well if you're going to give me it. Terrific stuff. And I can hear crashing, or I can hear locking up at least. Yeah, it's been a very well behaved race actually. I didn't actually get to see. I do want to see before the end of the race actually the Robert Lundgren crash. Oh, that is it, but I'm going to have a look at it again from a different angle. That's a bit to be a bit earlier than that. Let's have a little look. What's happened there? Let's go here. Let's see from the chopper. Oh, well, be honest with you, that is probably his own fault. It's like he's just come across there and really seen what's going on. The two Evolution cars. Alex Simpson battling with Dan Hunt for 4th position. 11 places from where he started. Oh, and contact and a half spin for Simpson. Off goes Hunt. Hunt's back on. And now he's battling with Sakovic. Now Simpson again back for round 2. Oh, and that's suspension damage. Clear suspension damage for Alex Simpson. He's going to do well to get that to the end of tow. Bad look for him. Just that side-to-side contact. We've seen it many times. Sutton on his merry way. It's pretty chilled inside that car, doesn't it? Still, it goes on for 2nd place. Michael Blake is in 2nd place. Hadfield is in 3rd place. And Wojciech Svidovic is in 4th place. There you go. It didn't take a genius to work that out, did it? Simpson dropping down the order some more. Unsurprisingly. Must say after the damage. Looks like Wojciech Svidovic is going to eye up the podium finish here. Can he do it on Hadfield this time then? Adam Hadfield has done great to fight back from where he was. He fell off the top 3. And he made it back in that epic battle where there's about 5 or 6 cars involved. Worked his way back up. And has done a very good job indeed of that. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, didn't it? I don't know if you even heard way back up, but yeah, done a very good job indeed of that. Feels very loud, so I do apologise. Anyway, Ash Sutton then on the final lap, didn't he? Coming through the last couple of corners then. Oh, it's very close between Hadfield and Simidovic for third. Oh, I think it's going to be Hadfield. It could be very close. We're going to see Sutton crossing the line though any second now. And then we will come back to this. So, he's second in race 1, Ash Sutton, but he finishes in and takes the win in race 2. Congratulations to him. It's going to be very close for third. Michael Blake coming home second. Brilliant stuff. Wojciech Simidovic does just nail third, ahead of Hadfield, and then Simmons in 5th was very, very close indeed to all those guys. Sven Glatzel coming across, still going off between Lundgren, Roberts, Matt Bunn, who we've not really seen much of today. They're all going to finish in the lower reaches of the order. All right. Sorry about the random reverse grid appearance. You can tell I actually found the wheel now anyway. Here we go then. Race results on the screen. Ash Sutton wins by 5.3 seconds in the end. It wasn't as easy as what it appeared, especially once he got to second and third places, at least. Michael Blake in second, and Wojciech Simidovic in third. Adam Hadfield fourth, George Simmons fifth, Maciek Sakovic in sixth position, Daniel Hunt in eighth, Jamie Rushworth eighth. Hunt was seventh. Sorry, I can't count now. Hunt was seventh, Rushworth eighth, McFarlane ninth, Baker in 10th. The rest of it is on your screen. Actually, a very close race in general, with 33 cars covered by 34 seconds. In fact, the top 24 just covered by 20 seconds, so very, very good indeed. Just go down. Was Alex Smolensky in the race? No, he wasn't. He must have just been in the session somewhere. So I'll just bring that result screen back up again, just so that we can, now we'll do the wheel. Apologies everybody for the loudness of that, at least. We're going to spin it. We're going to see where this is going to land. We'll get lucky. So it's going to be full -5. Really is one of the best TV themes ever, is that, by the way? It's going to be full -5, and that will be... It's going to be Daniel Brown who goes on to pole position, 28th place. So he'll be on there just ahead of Stuart Atkinson, Adam Edgecock, Sean Gardner, and Paul Smith will be starting in 5th when we return here on Apex Racing TV. Don't go anywhere. No adverts, unfortunately, but stick with us here on the channel. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. It's the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here, live. Race 3 of the day here at Okayama International Circuit. Grid is on your screen. Dan Brown on pole, Stuart Atkinson, Adam Hedgecock, Sean Gardner and Paul Smith. The top 5. Jack Sedgwick and Alex Simpson 7th and 8th. James McRitchie and Scott Malcolm round out the top 10. Race 2 winner Ash Sutton starts 28th. Race 1 winner Wojciech Svidovic in 26th place. Are you ready? I am. Here we go. Revs build 34 Kia Optimas. Ready to do a battle at Okayama when the lights go out and we're away. Who's that up the inside? Oh, Simpson, I think, causing a collision, it looks like. Oh, and over goes a boosted car. Somebody's gone off into orbit. Not exactly sure of that. Nice big crash at the back. Huge crash. Janowski involved, 7 or 8 cars involved. I think I may have to put that one on Alex Simpson. I may have to watch it again, but we'll see what happened. Simpson was the car, I believe, who was all the way up the inside in turn 1. Jack Sedgwick having a look on Adam Hedgecock then. And it's Daniel Brown that leads for V-Race. He's got a clear track in front of him. Stuart Atkinson follows in second. So all sorts of things going on the live timing. So people dropping down the order, climbing the order quickly. Likes of Ash Sutton and Ross McFarlane having a battle. Here's Sedgwick having a look on Hedgecock. He goes up into 3rd place. Oh, Sutton hits Chris Wood. I'm not sure Chris Wood will like that very much. Oh, now he's into battle with Wojciech Svidovic. Oh, that's McNally. Adam McNally off and into the gravel trap. It's going again. Not without a severe incident. Right, Sutton there. Let's see what happened. Let's just go back quickly and see from the chopper cam. Sutton tried to go around the outside. It's a tough one. Didn't have an overlap, but then McNally didn't anticipate it. It's tough. Very, very tough one, that. I want to go back and see turn 1 again. In fact, I think we can probably do that. Let's have a little look. Where is it? Let's see if we can quickly find it. That's going to be it. Let me get a good angle here. Try and get a good angle. They are 4 wide here. Oh, yeah, I mean... Simpson was on the inside. He did hit car 32. And then, yeah, tough one. Again, tough one. I think Alex might take a bit of pain for that. He's not been a stranger to penalties for race stewards this season, that's for sure. Wojciech Svidovic has been off the track then for a second. He's down to 15th place. Sven Glatzel sets the fastest lap of the race in 6th. So it's Brown from Sedgwick, then Atkinson, then Hedgecock, then Simpson, Glatzel and Daniels. Oh, Julian Janowski. Something's happened to him. Boosted car. His old teammate, is it? Oh, God. There goes the boosted car into the other boosted car. Off, Robert Lundgren. They've given him a little helping hand on that one. Great camera shot, this. Really, really good. It's flying into the hairpin. Button on the inside. Taking on Stephen Baxter and Maciej Sakovic. Side by side there. That was contact between Baxter and Budd, as you saw on the screen. One down into 24th place as a result of that. Simpson on Adam Hedgecock then. He's up into P4. I wonder if for Alex it might be... It's a difficult one because he's not a driver who really does get involved in incidents. Last season he didn't really get involved in many. This season he seems to have been involved at least once in something in every meeting, and I wonder if maybe the middle ground is where he needs to get to, but it's for him to decide, of course. Said that about a few drivers in the past though. Sutton seems to have largely done that. A few others who definitely turned over a new leaf this season. Probably counts Sven Glatzel as one of those as well. Oh, up the inside. That is nice. It's very, very good indeed by Sven Glatzel. That is 4th position for him. Now ahead of Atkinson. Brown going off, but that is just the... it's the second to last corner actually. He's got a poor exit. So he's going to have to defend quickly here from Jack Sedgwick, who's coming into the slipstream at a rate of knots. He's going to go through Sedgwick here. Ooh, I'll tell you what, that was very close to contact. Brown could have potentially defended that harder, but might just see the potential of sticking with Jack Sedgwick and picking up the 2nd place. Do not blame him for that at all. Battle here. Woodhouse, McRitchie, Rose and Daniels. You can see, oh, that's not sure what that was. What is that? Is that Smith making contact with McRitchie there? Christian Rose has dropped down the order as well. I don't know what happened to him. We might be able to have a look at that. It might just be a disconnection, actually. Let's have a look. Well, that's the most riveting 5 seconds of television I've ever seen. Brown still hanging on to Sedgwick, Baker and Woodhouse. Oh, hello. Here's McRitchie taking the scenic route. And now, having a look, is David Baker. Those two scrapping in front of him. Oh, nose to tail, Sutton and Baker. They're trying to attack Woodhouse here. Down the back straight we come once more. Sutton, I think, is bump drafting Baker, but I think it's really making any difference. Just trying to orchestrate this CQR. Oh, and there's a bit of a Newton's cradle there. Oh, Smith was at the back end of it. Oh, what's this? Svidovic is off. What on earth's happened to Wojciech Svidovic? So he drives into the hairpin. Little nudge on Smith. Oh, quarter panel. Oh. Now, I don't know who that was. Let's have a little look. Car 3. Oh, they kind of got stuck together. Ross McFarlane there. Yeah, did kind of get stuck together. Look at that gaggle. Oh, we haven't used gaggle for a while here on Apex Racing TV. This is certainly a gaggle, headed by Chris Wood. Jamie Rushworth and Ross McFarlane are just behind them, 15th and 16th. 17th is Simmons, 18th Baxter, then it's Blake and Sakovic. Apex Racing TV, BSRTC. And Andrew Woodhouse here with you on cameras and the commentary today. So if you do, if you do hear some silence, I do apologise. Just like I say, I'm a bit ill this week, so I'm suffering a little bit here, but try to do the best we can. There's the gap. Look, it's up to 1.1 seconds. Up to, obviously, you can see there Jack Sedgwick was 1.1 seconds behind Daniel Brown. See what happens when they cross the line this time. We'll see what it's going to be. It's currently 1.5. Can Daniel Brown stem the bleeding? He was only 4 tenths slower on the previous lap. And this time... Oh, hello! Simpson and Glatzel getting into it. 1.63 there you can see on the graph. Simpson and Glatzel getting up close and personal, shall we say. Here they are into battle once more. Oh, Simpson slides in front of Glatzel. Good move there. Wants to stay ahead of Sven Glatzel. He's putting on a good performance, 10 places gained. Behind them, incidentally, is Stelly and Chepelevsky, who we haven't really seen that much today. Started race 1 from the back of the grid. It was at the back of the grid, or I think it was a pit lane, possibly. But yeah, he's started 18th in this one. He's up to 5th. Great job by Stellian. Might get involved in this battle for 3rd as well very soon. Will Daniels getting into it with Adam Hedgecock there. Oh, and I thought he was disqualified there for a second. Oh, battle rages on. Hedgecock's got to be careful of 2 moves there. Didn't really matter. Daniels goes through. Great move there by Will. The V-Racer car. Ash Sutton a bit more subdued in this one. It's up 20 spots. Took him a bit longer to get through the pack because of a couple of collisions. Who's having a great race out there? Stephen Baxter is. He started in 34th. He, as you can see on here, is up into 16th place, 18 positions gained. Tremendous. Oh, Sutton and Hedgecock are involved in a scrap. Race 3 in the BSRTC, often rough and tumble. But in general, tonight, the driving standards have been excellent. They really have. And here comes Sutton. He hasn't defended the line, Daniels. And I think there might only be one outcome here. Yeah, indeed, the same as everybody else has suffered in this meeting. Ash Sutton, that's his place that he overtakes people down the hairpin. Oh, and Daniels disappears again. So we saw that a couple of laps ago. Battle for P3 is getting interesting. Now with 3 drivers very, very close together. Simpson, Glatzel and Stelian Chepelevsky. This is a look at the German, the car of the Englishman. See the marbles getting flicked off the tyres, some of the dirt, detritus getting flicked up as well, a bit of dust from other cars going off. Glatzel's going to think about a look here into the hairpin, or the long right-hander, and Simpson just gives him the room. So much you can do around the outside here, I'm not sure. Glatzel will have the inside line for the hairpin. Or Simpson may have cleared Glatzel here. He has, you know. Glatzel on the brakes, nudge. Cheppy round the outside. Glatzel's still trying to nudge his way through. Oh, Chepelevsky. Oh, hello. Well, if this was cinema wins, that'd be teamwork. I'm sure it's the kind of teamwork that Sven Glatzel approves of. Why should he, I might add? Maybe a little bit naughty, but there you go. It's worked for Alex Simpson anyway. It's got him a 1.1 second advantage. Big train going on from 7th on back. Daniels, Hedgecock, Baker, Woodhouse, McRitchie, then Smith, Atkinson, Wood, Rushworth, Baxter and Sakovic. Great shot there. See all the cars flying down the front straight here. Okayama. Daniels again. So he's suffering with his internet. He'll be hoping that holds up. Stuart Atkinson going wheel to wheel with Chris Wood. Wood going through into 13th position. Atkinson, of course, started on the front row. Didn't get a great start though. Dan Hunt and Scott Malcolm, two Excite Energy cars. Oh, what's happened to Glatzel and Chepelevsky? Well, nothing major. They both did go off at what looks like the same time, but just an innocuous trip through the gravel. This is McNally and Malcolm and Wojciech Svidovic. It's coming back through the field, of course, after spinning off. John Roberts is in there as well, 24th place. See John back in the championship. He's been in it for most of the season, but yeah, out last year for him. Two minutes to go then in round 3 of the evening in the BSRTC. Looking like we're going to get our third different winner of the meeting. Jack Sedgwick has been dominant here since overtaking Daniel Brown after 2 laps. He's increased the lead, like I said, to 4 seconds. Alex Simpson is 2.5 seconds behind Brown. So it looks like the top 3 is going to stay the same. Glatzel and Chepelevsky might not know. Oh, they've hit each other again. I mean, let's have a look here. Is he just trying the cutback here, Stelian? Ah, yeah, and you know what? That was very good driving by Chepelevsky in the end, because he realised that he may have put Sven Glatzel out of the race there, so absolutely stamped on the brakes, made sure he didn't complete the quarter panel, and yeah, it's good. He has stopped Sven Glatzel getting any chance of third place now, you would feel, but in general, Glatzel's still in 4th. I think he'd be fairly happy with that. It wouldn't surprise me if Cheppy just sort of sat there didn't really do anything untoward for the rest of the race. Paul Smith having a bit of an adventure coming out of the final corner. He's trying to hunt down James Ritchie. He's hunted him down, he's found him of course, but trying to make his way through could prove very difficult. I will in advance just tell everybody that I'm not going to do any interviews today. I'm going to wrap this up as quickly as I can. Hope you understand. We'll be back with interviews certainly next week. Yeah, this has been a tremendous drive from Jack Sedgwick. He's only got half the lap to go. And a mature performance. He had a couple of... He does sometimes have a tendency to go in all guns blazing and have a bit of an issue, but it really has shown in this race that he kept it very, very clean. He made some great overtakes and deserves fully this race win. So coming around the final corner then, takes the checkered flag. Jack Sedgwick wins race 3 of the evening here at Okayama. Terrific job by Sedgwick. Daniel Brown coming across in second. Alex Simpson in third. Sven Glatzel in fourth. Stelin Chepelewski fifth. Ash Sutton in sixth. And then we're going to get a run to the line between Baker, Daniels and Woodhouse. It's going to be Baker, but there's an even closer battle actually between Matt Woodhouse and Adam Hedgecock. It's just going to be Adam Hedgecock who gets there ahead of Paul Smith. It was actually, wasn't it? That is just about that. Everyone on the lead lap, as you can hear some crashing and some goings on. John Roberts, is he out of fuel? That is unbelievable on the last lap, isn't it? He might make it. He'll get there very slowly, but it is downhill slightly. I mean, he'll still be classified, but he would, of course, like to get to the finish line. Interestingly, Wojciech Savinovic is still going here. And Wojciech is going to make a place. Wojciech's going to make a place here on this final lap. I think he might be out of fuel as well, you know, because he's getting a push from Simmons. Ha 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 ha. Oh dear. Roberts getting assaulted as he was just trying to cross the line with what little fuel he had left. All in good fun though, I'm sure. Savinovic's car, what a mess that is, dear me. It's like it was at Montreal a few years ago, I remember. Right then, race results for the final time tonight. Jack Sedgwick with the win. 5.2 seconds clear of Daniel Brown. Alex Simpson in third. Sven Glatzel fourth. Stelin Chepelewski in fifth. Ash Sutton in sixth. Dave Baker 7th, Will Daniels in 8th, Mark Woodhouse 9th, and 10th for Adam Hedgecock, just ahead of Paul Smith. And then you can see the rest of the first page on your screen. Good result there for Baxter coming through from the back. And Matt Bunn was in the thick of it. James McRitchie is as well. Wojciech Savinovic and John Roberts there. And you never know how that extra couple of points will help Wojciech Savinovic maybe in his title fight. You never know that at all. There were quite a few retirements actually. Most of them stemming from the lap 1 situation. Simmons, McFarlane, Rose, Lundgren, Janowski, Hadfield, Gardner, Graham, Stevens did not see the checkered flag. Well, everybody, it's been a pleasure for me to bring you this round of the BSRTC. Thank you for bearing with me. I know I haven't been at my best tonight, but the drivers certainly have. They've put on a great show, and we'll be back next week for more from the BSRTC. But for now, everybody, from all of us here, it's good night.